Okay, so here's another recap of what's going on with Ruiz and Joshua. They finally agreed upon it. Finally, Andy Ruiz agreed to fight him. The fight is on, and everything seems to be on track. Um, it's a little strange of what happened in the last 48 hours, and I kind of have my own theory of what happened. Um, Eddie Hearns contacts Ruiz's team, agrees to give him a couple more million, and Andy Ruiz agrees, but then again tries to stop by arguing the fact that they're going to Saudi Arabia. Eddie Hearns in turn tells him, look, you got the million. That's as far as I'm going to change anything. You're going to sign a contract. If you don't sign a contract, I'm taking you to court and I'm going to sue you. Andy Ruiz's team tries to hold on a little bit more, try to call Eddie Hearns' bluff, which wasn't a bluff. He goes forward and puts in a lawsuit in New York City. Andy Ruiz's team turns around and goes, oops, he means what he says. They contact Eddie Hearns. Okay, you got it. We agree. They pull it. That's the way I think it happened. Andy's team try to hold on, try to play Macho Man, try to hold on a little bit more. Realized that Eddie Hearn wasn't bluffing, and in turn said, "Okay, whatever, you got it." Because honestly, if Eddie Hearns was to sue Andy Ruiz, he would one have to pay all the damages, so the money he made in the first fight would pretty much go up in smoke. He would get stripped of the titles, probably wouldn't even be allowed to box, and this guy's career goes completely from being on top of the world to being on the bottom of a rock. So that's my theory. That's what I think happened within the last 48 hours. Now, Andy Ruiz goes on Instagram to make it official and tells everyone that he agreed to the fight and that I dethroned the king before. This time I'm going to end his career. I hope that's confidence and just not trying to sell the fight. I hope that's straight up confidence. Now, in the rematch, I don't know. I don't know. Joshua's reasoning or people's reasoning on why he lost the first fight was all because he was out of it. He wasn't in it. He didn't take Andy Ruiz lightly. He just didn't feel like fighting. He didn't feel like fighting. Um, he wasn't himself. Whether it was the fact that he was out of the UK and he was homesick, fighting in New York, didn't get the response he thought he was going to get. They didn't look at him the way they look at him in the UK. Felt a little bit, turned on, turned against, um, and just, you know, it came out of him. He just didn't feel like it. Everything turned off and his feelings were all flipped upside down. Um, that's the worst thing you can do when getting into a fight. Go in there with feelings, hatred, or complete pure confidence. Um, I mean, being confident to win a fight, to fight is one thing, but to be overconfident can also cause you, you know, to make an error. Um, in the rematch, I honestly feel that Joshua is still not 100% himself. Most of the things he's doing is things that he's never done in the past. Calling Lannister was a clown, um, talking about bringing in people to help him uh, understand what it means to be a boxer again, what it means to be champion again. Um, it was stated that they were going to bring George Foreman in to help him with that part. Um, so I don't think his mind is still in it. I really don't think his mind is still in it. I think he's trying to convince himself of being a fighter again. But still, we've got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. What do we got? Like 16? No. Wait a minute. We've got November. You got about 16 weeks, which is plenty of time to get ready for a fight. I mean, please keep in mind that Andy Ruiz got prepared within 5 weeks. Um, but having more time to prepare, I don't know if that's going to be in Andy Ruiz's favor or not. Um, Andy Ruiz right now is tasting the high life. A lot of jewelry, fancy cars, big houses, interviews, traveling, being treated like a king, which is such a bad thing to do. Such a bad thing to do. I mean, honestly, people talking about Joshua leaving his team. I think Andy Ruiz should leave his team, or someone should slap him silly. Because keep your mind on the task ahead. If Joshua wasn't feeling himself during the first fight, and he gets that feeling back, I don't know if Ruiz has the skill to really beat him. So this fight to me is in the air on what's going to happen. I don't think anyone can really predict a winner because there's so many aspects of this fight that's never been seen before. Uh, one guy's living the high life, the other one's trying to figure out if he still wants to fight or not. So, um, Eddie Hearn did smart move by getting this fight done because eventually, the IBF, which don't play games, they could have stripped of Ruiz of the title, and then Joshua wouldn't be fighting him for all the titles. Um, so I'm glad the fight's on. I think it's going to be one of the most watched fights of 2019. I think it's the most anticipated fight. Um, Even though you got the Errol Spence fight coming up, which I think is going to be a tremendous fight. But I think most of the hype's going to be behind Ruiz and Joshua. But I'm glad to see the fights back on. Um, and hopefully now we start looking at these open workouts and press conferences and really, I'm dying to see Ruiz and Joshua in a press conference. One of them's going to be acting like Conor McGregor. You're going to see a Conor McGregor type uh, press conference. I think it's going to be a lot of interesting things coming up, and you know, I can't wait to see this fight. I think it's going to be a great fight. Honestly, I don't know which way to go. I mean, I like to see the underdog win. I've always rooted for the underdog. Uh, Ruiz is going into this fight as the underdog. Him being a champ and everything does not change the fact that he's the underdog in this fight. Um, Definitely a fight to bet on. So I'm going to be looking really closely to the odds. Um, See what Vegas is calling. Um, and this is going to be one for the ages, man. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave your comments. I don't care what kind it is. As long as you're watching, I'm good. So God bless.